Hi everyone. I'm just when I'm listening to everybody's poetry, it's just I know the power of poetry. Is it not just? It really, really is. I've enjoyed absolutely everyone, and I'm really pleased to be here tonight. Thank you very much, Finn, for inviting us. I'm going to start off with my Ibiza poem, When I Danced in the Cage in Ibiza. Yep, the drugs were good back then, the 70s. Don't know what they're like now, but yeah, they were good in the 70s. So this is my poem called Ibiza. No, it's not called Ibiza, but it's about Ibiza. And it's called Back in the Day. Long before Ibiza became a frenzy of parties, bursting its seams and costing the air, I danced in a gilded cage in a small club, up a tangled riddle of ancient streets, where alleys led to nowhere and stairs opened to cavernous grottos teeming with exotic fish. In my teens, I was gallous as fuck, a child who'd newly discovered her mother's makeup. A palette of blue eyeshadow creased my lips, my lids, and a slash of crimson coloured my lips. I danced till the sun came up and the tide went out. On this island flush with youth and the promise of a million tomorrows, I cut my teeth on the dance floor. So that's my Ibiza one. I'm going to read a couple from, like just a couple that I've not really read, um, like in public. Before I go on to the Wonderlust Woman, the new book, She's Some Woman. So this one is, I read in newspapers once that it was this wee girl and down in England somewhere, and the crows would come to her garden and she would feed them. And that would just, what a treasure that is. I think it's absolutely marvelous. So I wrote this poem and it's called A Murder of Crows. I feed the crows that loiter in my back garden. The young ones know no manners and fail to bring me gifts like their older kin. They bring glittery things, discarded wishbones, rusted metal, random objects, no doubt each with a story of its own. I place them in the wooden box I have fashioned from sticks, found in the depths of a busy forest, curling around the perimeter of my humble home. I have lined my box with plush blue velvet. The blueness complements the glittery things, and the soft, soft velvet pleases my touch. I could sit all night touching it and twirl the trinkets through my fingers, dropped from the beaks of a murder of crows as they come to rest in the space that once housed my heart. So that was the poem that came out from that wee girl getting to feed the crows down in England somewhere. I'm going to read this other poem. I'm in recovery from addictions. I've not had a drink or drug for like 15 years now. And I was thinking about the different paths that we can possibly have in life. And then I was thinking there's not different paths, it is only that one path. Yeah, so this is called I Will Not Be Afraid. I'm not afraid to follow this path you have gifted me, but I pray on occasion the world will stop, allow me the breath needed to carry on. For paths can be strewn with human detritus, fragments of bone bleached by the sun, razor sharp shale thrown up by the sea. And there is no guarantee I shall not stumble, lose my way once in a while as others cross my path and I theirs, offering snatches of lust, blossoms of love, skeins of innocence, seeking scraps of wasted time spent on the making of unruly memories. For what is a path without the chance to stumble? Crawl on all fours when life is loaded with a gathering of lessons and occasionally at war with itself. This path gifted to me will always be mine to journey as best as I can. I will not be afraid. Thank you. So, so anyway, being part of this wonderful book. Just absolutely amazing thing to be part of. And there's another 3 books out. So this is the 3rd book in the Wonderlust Women series. There has been Wonderlust Women, 3 poets, Wonderlust Women, Extra Baggage, and now this is the 3rd one. And you can get all these books from Seahorse Publications. Excuse me. So I'm going to read, has anyone not heard of Giselle Pillicot, the woman who in France, it was just last year there, her husband had been drugging her and raping her for 10 years, and he was bringing people to his house to do the same. And he was actually caught by accident. He was taking a photograph of a woman going up elevators called upskirting, and the police caught. The police were called, and he was taken in, and his telephone and his computer was taken from them. And in the computer, they found all these videos of his wife drugged on the bed and being raped by him, and there was 49 other men, and he found them on a website called Without Her Knowledge. So these men said that they didn't rape her, that they reckoned that this is what she wanted, but the woman was unconscious. So anyway, she went to court, and she decided to waive anonymity and stand up and show her face, because she said that the shame shouldn't be with her, it should be with the men who had abused her. So this is called Without Her Knowledge. When they arrived at your door that day, a catastrophic bundle of evidence tucked under arms, tell me, what was it like to have the light switched off and your world empty of colour? What gave you the strength to bare your face, the grace to walk loud and tall into a court congested by a circus newly arrived in town, and watch your groom of 40 years ago standing in the dock, not able to catch your eye as he awkwardly adjusted his tie, waiting for the judge to enter? And what was it like to have the paparazzi comment on your choice of dress, the hint of a heel, eyes of steel behind the much discussed fashionable dark glasses? Giselle, don't you know that women who are raped aren't meant to take pride in their appearance? They're meant to look comely and endearing. Aye, right. And how did your daughter cope? Was she able to stay afloat when confronted with the sins of her father and the denial of men who said they committed no crime? That the woman unconscious on the bed was right up for it. Right up for it. Like, what the fuck does that even mean? Giselle, it is women like you who make women like me unafraid to stand up, shed the shame I've been carrying around for more years than I care to remember, and pull the plug in misogyny when it raises its ugly head and unravel historical threads of abuses embroidered into the annals of time. Thank you. So that was Giselle Pillicot. We do 2 more. You've heard of Harriet Tubman. She was part of the Underground Railway. She was a slave herself, and she escaped, and then she helped other slaves away from slavery. But slaves used to, because mostly they wouldn't be able to read or write, but what they did with their hair, cornrows, and it was like in their hair, it was maps. They were making maps in the hair so that anybody that was trying to escape could read the maps in their hair. It was absolutely It's fascinating. So this is called Hair. They braided their hair with swollen rivers and dwindling streams, passages of pathways through rugged mountains thick with booby traps and deep ravines. An entirety of maps hidden in elaborate cornrows, warned of ancient woods thick with swamps, while strands of straw curled tight into makeshift bows spoke of safe houses, a bite to eat, a chance to meet those with kind words and nourishing smiles. Though sometimes the miles from slavery to freedom cut like a whiplash on skin that could not take any more, the knocking on heaven's door was loud. Harriet drove hundreds to emancipation, created a flourishing new nation of hope, while masters oblivious to their slaves' ingenuity could not understand how so many broke free, making it to safety to stake a claim in the unfolding American dream. Thank you. And I'm just going to finish up with this one. And it's a woman, and her name's Mary Phelps Jacob, the American woman. And she's noted as having invented the first commercial bra. Linda, should I be doing this? Anyway, it's called Two Handkerchiefs because it was two handkerchiefs that she made them out. She was going to a ball that night. She was very posh, and she didn't want to wear a corset, but she wanted her boobies up, or uplifted. So this is called Two Handkerchiefs. Fingers deft as weavers spinning yarn, she hand stitches the bane of many women's lives, but one of necessity, of one desired shape, fashionable loveliness with subtle contours for a glamorous figure, a blanket of softness caressing skin, radiating with a new poise as your man arrives home from work, a hint of a glint sparkling as high when he sees you. But for those ladies who don't give a fuck and welcome the sag of the crone's tits, keeping the belly warmed and cold and frosty light when there really is no appetite for wearing a bra or impressing the local boys in the bar down the road, what we're going to do, we're going to burn it. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thanks, Ben. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Donna. Thank you. Thank you, Donna, Linda, and Leslie. That was a wonderful triumvirate tonight. Fabulous. Always great to work with you guys. It's brilliant. Thank you. Right. So
We did.